Hey guys, how you doing? It's Mo Fabio, and today I thought I'd drop a video on the substone grid, which I've noticed that not a lot of people are using optimally or to the best of their ability, where they can reap the most stat benefit from it. So today I thought I'd just walk through it and what's the best process of setting up the grid and what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. So on my screen right now we should have an example team that I've set up. So I've just set up a full fire team with some Memoria stones equipped to them at the bottom, but the main focus would be the substone grid on the side. So as soon as you start the game, what most people probably did, and it probably doesn't matter early days, but later down the line you probably want to look more into it, is auto select the substone grid, which I'll do right now. So I just click substone right here, and then because I don't want to change my main team, and just set that as default and let that auto set. So if we just jump into the substone grid right now, what the game's done is automatically probably just smacked on the best highest level substones, and if we press the little I button and gives us a bit of information, we can see the overall stat boost that the whole party will receive. So based on the auto function, that's what it's giving us, which isn't as much if you go along the more optimal route. So how to set up the substone grid is there's two variations. There's the element match bonus, which is fire, water, the different elements, and there's also the type match bonus, which is the type of weapon the Memoria stone is. So for example, if we look at Amelia, she's a sword type Memoria stone. So the more of the same type you equip, the more stat boost you get. So it starts from 2 onwards. So if we go into this example and if we jump into the grid, if I unequip all of them, and just to show you the example difference, we'll just filter it down to only sword types, and now I'm just gonna equip only sword users. As you can see, that's in the party, can't do that one. Let's do sword user. Oops. Sword user. So as you can see, the type match bonus is of 8. Or did I get one wrong? Wait, that's not the wrong type sword. So there you go. That's the Maximus bonus. So the more of the same type you have, the more bonuses you'll get. So if we press the I button now, as you can see, since it's a full grid match, we'll get a lot more stat boost. As you can see, 25% HP, 10% attack, 10% defense, which is a lot more. If we confirm that, as you can see, the party stats are a lot higher than expected. So that's one way of setting up the substone grid, which we'd have to take into consideration. And there's also another thing, is also the level of the stones do matter. As you can see now, if you look at the stats of the characters, and if I was to for example, level up one of these, let's level up this. Let's level up this Memoria stone. And if we go into here, refine. So that's the importance of leveling up each stone. For the sake, we'll just give it some of these light ones. So that's boosted its level a bit. Refine that. Right, we're done with that. Let's go back. Let me equip that back on. As you can see, everyone's stats have slightly increased, but that's only because that's Memoria stone has been slightly enhanced. So if we was to max every single stone on this grid, we get reap the full benefits from this. So there's the importance of leveling up each Memoria stone. So I think for the first approach would be to, since we have a lot of sword Memoria stones given to us early in the game when you first start the game, my best suggestion would be to probably go into the substone grid and set them up with full swords, and just level up all those Memoria stones. That's where you get the biggest stat buff, and that's will apply to more of your party. Obviously you'll have to play around with different combinations to see what different outcomes, what different stat boosts you can get, so you can change over here. As you can see right now, without, for example, if we just had read on, where was that read? Not read. Yeah, if we just put the read on, as you can see, that's the stats that we're getting: 1561, 161, and 160. But if you remove that level 1 read and try Kyle, for example, you can see the slight difference in the stats there between the two. So for example, Kyle's one has a lot less HP compared to the Reed one, but for Kyle you get more attack, for example. So you need to play around with these different combinations and see what works best. Another thing that's important is, in this scenario, for the best optimal boost for the whole party, in this example, since there's a lot of sword users, Luke, since he's a sword user as well, he is getting the most benefit. If, for example, for martial arts, if we equipped more martial arts fire ones, fire element Memoria stones, then this guy, this brawler dude, will get the boost. Sorry, I don't know his name. Oh, his name's Bruiser. Okay, Bruiser will get the most boost, etc. So that all comes into play. So probably the most optimal route would be, for example, in this scenario, would be to get these all fire element Memoria stones equipped. Let's see if we can actually do that now. I don't think I have enough fire Memoria stones that are sword types, so let's filter that down. No, I don't have enough. It's too early days, but that would probably be the best optimal route to level that, get the most stat benefit out of that. And ways to get more Memoria stones, for example, is there's three multiple ways. One's from the gacha, which is the most common way, so that's summoning, and you'll get the Memoria stones, which you can equip and not equip, so that's one way. Another way is to farm from events. So right now we currently got this Lure of the Forest Fruit event, and in this event we can actually exchange, and we can get some from drops, these 2 Memoria stones. So in hindsight, if you were to farm 9 of these Reed ones, for example, because they do drop from the raid boss and from the event itself, you could equip 9 on, and that will give you a full board of wind sword boosts. So if you have a team with wind users, wind element that are sword users, they will get a massive buff. So there is ways of doing that as well. But obviously you'll get more from SSR, so same with this Pharaoh one. If you was to equip a whole board of Earth users, and they're all martial artists, I think that's martial arts locals, correct me if I'm wrong, but they will get the most stat boost from that subgrid. Other ways to farm, other ways to get these substones, or Memoria stones, sorry, is from the exchange. So if we go to the Arena Metal Exchange, there's some you can get from here as well, I think. No, my bad. No, not here, not here. If you was to go to the Metal Exchange, so these medals are from the raid, so they're always on, and you can get any of these Memoria stones. So technically, if you was to farm a lot of these raid medals, you can get like 9 of the same. So for example, since my best boy is Leon, if I was to get, since he's a dark and he's a dual wield blade user, getting a full board of this Judas would be really good. So 9 of them, all maxed out SRs, would provide a massive boost to Leon, as he's a dark dual wield blade user. That's such a tongue twister, but yeah, that's probably the best way to do that. So that's probably the best way to farm these. These do drop from the co-op, of course, so I'll just show you that quickly. So if I was to go to raid, and they drop per element. So if for example the dark one, if we was to go in here and jump into this, as you can see, you can actually get drops of the SR and the SSR Memoria stones that you actually exchange the medals or points you get from the events. So there's a chance from getting it there. I've managed to be lucky and got some SR drops from some of the raids. But yeah, that's the most common way and to boost the Memoria board. So make sure as soon as you start the game to set up the optimal all sword route to begin with. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to comment down below how your progress in the game is going so far, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. Until next time, catch you later, guys. Bye.